Let me ask you something right now. Who are you when no one's looking? Not when you're on social media, not when you're texting her back at 2, IEMing, not when you're trying to impress someone who's not even rooting for you. I'm asking you about you, the warrior, the king, the man who used to dream with fire in his chest and steel in his spine, but somewhere along the way you got distracted. You let love, or what you thought was love, reroute your mission. You built a life around someone who wasn't even building themselves. You gave your time, your mind, your attention to someone who saw your purpose as a threat. Yes, and I'm here to tell you something bold today, something most men are too afraid to say out loud. You might need to erase women from your life. I don't mean hate them, I don't mean blame them, I don't mean hide from intimacy, I mean erase the pattern. The pattern of constantly seeking validation from women instead of building value in yourself. The pattern of neglecting your goals. So you can be good enough for someone who doesn't even respect the grind. You were born to lead, not to chase. You were built to dominate your purpose, not to beg for peace in a relationship that drains your spirit. Listen to me, brother. I've coached men from billionaires to broke athletes. And the truth is, it's not the money, it's not the fame, it's clarity, it's focus, it's standards. And if you don't have the discipline to choose your mission over temporary pleasure, then you're volunteering for average. You're signing up to be soft, distracted, and emotionally hijacked by someone else's chaos. Now, I'm not saying women are the problem. I'm saying your focus on the wrong women is the problem. You're giving your energy to drama instead of direction. You're feeding distraction instead of discipline. You're handing the wheel of your future to someone who hasn't even read your map. And you know what happens when you do that? You lose years. You lose confidence. You lose your edge. So today, right now, you need to make a decision. You either keep living like a man who's dependent on approval, or you rise like a man who's driven by conviction. Erase the obsession, erase the approval addiction, erase the fantasy that someone else will complete you, because you are already complete. You don't need a woman to heal you. You need a mission that scars you into greatness. You need to bleed for a vision, not cry over someone who ghosted your worth. This is not about isolation. It's about elevation. It's not about rejecting women, it's about choosing yourself first. Because until you become the man you were meant to be, every relationship will be a distraction, not a partnership. So take a breath right now and let go. Let go of the past, let go of the pain, let go of the need. Step into your fire, forge your focus. Build a kingdom so strong that only a queen can enter, never a parasite. Because the world doesn't need another man chasing love. It needs a man who is love, who is power, who is unshakable. You've got one life. Don't waste it explaining yourself to someone who's not even listening. Erase the noise, embrace your power, and build a legacy you were born for. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't about hating women. This isn't about cutting people off in bitterness or building walls out of fear. This is about clarity. This is about growth. This is about breaking the cycle that's been stealing your potential, not demonizing the people in it. Because the real enemy isn't her. It's the pattern. It's the pattern of constantly needing someone to tell you're enough. It's the pattern of molding your life to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. It's the pattern of trading your goals for their attention, your peace for their validation, your time for their approval. And the truth is you've outgrown it. The version of you that's going places, building a legacy, creating wealth, strength, clarity, that version of you can't survive in that pattern. You see, some of you aren't heartbroken over a woman. You're heartbroken because you betrayed your own mission to keep someone who didn't even understand it. You keep saying she left, but really, you've left yourself first. So what do? You stop blaming, you stop chasing, you stop repeating. You don't need to cut everyone off. You need to cut the version of you that keeps lowering your standards, ignoring red flags, and hoping love will save you from doing the hard work of becoming who you're meant to be. Erase the pattern. Erase the version of you that thinks love must come at the cost of your identity. Erase the idea that success can't be lonely sometimes. Erase the fantasy that your future lies in someone else's hands. You don't need her to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. You don't need her to heal you. You need to grow through the fire and build something that doesn't crumble when someone leaves, Because when you erase the pattern, you make room for power, you make room for peace, you make room for the kind of relationships that don't compete with your purpose, they complement it. So no, this is not a war on women. This is a war on the weak version of you who keeps repeating what no longer serves you. And when you kill that pattern, you resurrect your future. There comes a time in every man's life when he must make a choice not between right and wrong, but between what feels good and what builds greatness. You see, pleasure is easy, it's instant, it's seductive. It gives you comfort now and costs you clarity later. But purpose is demanding. It doesn't flatter your ego, it doesn't respond to your emotions. It requires sacrifice, discipline, obsession, vision, and if you're still choosing pleasure over purpose, let me ask you, how's that working for you? How many hours have you wasted texting someone who doesn't respect your time? How many dreams have you delayed because you were too distracted by the chase for affection? How many goals are buried beneath your need to feel wanted instead of driven? Listen, is practice till you become the man who wakes up with a mission. Until you learn to say no to what feels good now in order to say yes to what lasts forever, you'll keep losing the war between who you are and who you were meant to be. Because the truth is, a man with no purpose becomes a slave to pleasure. He becomes reactive, emotionally weak, spiritually lost. He drowns in lust, in validation, in momentary highs, while his vision dies a slow, quiet death. But a man of purpose has unshakable, has locked in, has building something. No woman, no loss, no emotion can take from him. You see, until your mission is stronger than your mood, every connection you make will be a liability, not an asset. You'll confuse chemistry for destiny. You'll trade long-term peace for short-term attention. And you'll keep wondering why nothing truly satisfies you. So what do? You shift, you rewire your mindset. You stop asking, does this feel good right now? And start asking, does this align with the man I'm becoming? Because you weren't born to live soft. You weren't born to be distracted by every temptation that smiles at you. You were born to build, to lead, to rise, to conquer yourself before anything else. Pleasure is a trap when it's not earned through purpose. When you chase it without building something meaningful, it robs you. But when it comes after the work, after the mission, it becomes a reward, not a replacement. So choose purpose, choose focus, choose the path that demands everything from you, because it will give you back everything that matters. And the world, it doesn't need another man chasing attention. It needs a man so focused on his vision that the world starts chasing him. Listen up. If you felt that fire today, if something in this message sparked the desire to level up and become the man you were born to be, then I need you to do something right now. I don't want you to wait. I want you to take action just like you do when you're going after your biggest dreams. Hit that like button, because this message is for men who don't settle for average, for men who are ready to break free from the distractions holding them back. Subscribe to the channel, because we're not just building views, we're building a movement of men who are committed to growth, to excellence, to living with purpose and clarity. You're here for a reason. This channel is here for a reason, and together we're going to make sure you never settle for less than the best version of yourself. So take action, like, subscribe, and let's rise to the top together.